10 men and women share the most times they've had sex in one day. As you might have overheard in the locker room, trying to have sex as much as possible in one day is a thing. In pursuit of orgasmic pleasure, couples brave chaffing, exhaustion, and dehydration, all in the name of setting a personal record, or just really enjoying sex. Naturally, we wondered how many times ambitious couples had actually done the deed in the span of one day and how those steamy marathons panned out. So we asked a few people to give us their PRs in bed. Prepare to slow clap. My man and I shacked up for the big snowstorm in New York City a few weekends ago. On that Saturday, we couldn't really go out and do anything, so we started with morning sex and decided to have a bed day. We alternated between boning, eating non-perishables, and watching TV. We did it 6 times in about 12 hours. Brenda F. I think we went 4 rounds, but I didn't get off every time. I also think I was super dehydrated, which is probably why I couldn't finish. We had to drink a lot of fluids and use a lot of lube. Still, it was lots of fun. I had some very hot sex with this guy I just started seeing, and we came up with the idea to get it on as many times as we could in 24 hours. We went 4 times and probably could have done more, but at a certain point it just becomes uncomfortable, physically. Oh, and it's tiring, too. When you're a teenager who has just discovered sex, you want to do it as much as you possibly can. His parents were out of town for the weekend, and we just went at it all over the place, including in his hot tub. When I sneezed the next day, my vagina hurt. When I was on a beach trip with a bunch of friends, I hooked up with a female friend the first night. I came very quickly, which was embarrassing. But then a few nights later, I got really drunk on cheap beer, and we hooked up again. We ended up having sex 3 more times that night and once in the morning. When my wife and I were on our honeymoon, we were supposed to go snorkeling and hiking, but the weather was terrible. Instead of getting upset, my wife just suggested that we have sex as many times as we could. The record was 5 times in one day. I had sex with my wife 7 times in a row, and let me tell you something, it wasn't as fun as I thought it would be. We were trying to have our first kid, and she was keeping track of her ovulation. On one of the peak days, she made me call in sick to work and then have sex with her all day. It was a lot, and my penis started to hurt and feel raw. That was the most times we did it in one day. Thanks for watching.